In a moment that sent shockwaves through sitcom fandom, Rainn Wilson dropped a bombshell on a popular podcast, challenging everything we thought we knew about The Office. He didn't just call it cringy, he painted it as a minefield of jaw-dropping offensiveness. Imagine that. The beloved show, with all its awkward humor, suddenly reframed as something far more problematic. How do you think fans of a cherished show react when one of its stars pulls back the curtain like that? Can a single perspective really change the way we see an entire series? Wilson went further, revealing how NBC might have made a massive mistake by shutting down plans for Dwight Schrute's Wild Farm saga. What if that spin-off was the next big chapter in TV history? A billion-dollar empire lost. Picture a dimly lit podcast studio, the air thick with tension, the hum of the microphone crackling like an old fax machine at Dunder Mifflin. Wilson's voice dropped to a conspiratorial whisper, eyes twinkling with the mischievous energy that made Dwight so unforgettable. What do you think could have happened if that spin-off had seen the light of day? Would it have changed everything about how we view the original show? He didn't hold back. "The Benihana Christmas episode," he said, his words hitting like a punch. Michael and Andy draw with a Sharpie on one of the Asian women. It's jaw-droppingly kind of horrific. That moment forced fans to confront something uncomfortable, turning affection into discomfort. How do you deal with realizing that something you once loved might have darker undertones? Can a show still be enjoyable if some parts of it feel outdated or offensive today? The fallout was immediate but subtle. Not a dramatic explosion, but a collective cringe rippling through the internet. What if the awkward charm we all adored was, in fact, laced with problematic elements? And what if NBC's rejection of Wilson's spin-off wasn't just a business decision, but a missed opportunity, even a heist of the highest order? How often do we question what gets left on the cutting room floor and what that means for the stories we never got to hear? This revelation came at a time when the world was still buzzing from Peacock's The Paper, a slick spin-off released just days earlier, trying to capture that mockumentary magic without overshadowing the original. On September 10th, 2025, 59-year-old Rainn Wilson appeared on The Last Laugh, the Daily Beast's deep dive into comedy's hidden truths, sharper than ever. How do you think age and perspective change an actor's view of their most famous work? Can revisiting past roles with new insight reshape our entire understanding of a show's legacy? Hosted by Ryan Broderick, the episode initially promised lighthearted laughs centered around Wilson's new project, Code 3, a gritty drama about a burnt-out paramedic. But as the conversation unfolded, it quickly shifted into something far deeper, a raw, unfiltered confession. Rainn Wilson, the man who brought to life Dwight Schrute's beat-obsessed, bear-trapping oddness over 9 seasons of The Office, didn't hold anything back. He described the show as a reflection of America's most chaotic and messy impulses. It's a show based around clueless, insensitive, racist, sexist people that kind of mirrors the United States in a lot of ways, he explained. What do you think it means for a comedy to hold up a mirror to society's flaws? Can humor that exposes these flaws still be funny? Or does it risk causing harm? Wilson focused in on the infamous Benihana Christmas episode from Season 3, where Michael Scott and Andy Bernard, played by Steve Carell and Ed Helms, drunkenly doodled mustaches and devil horns on an Asian waitress's face with a Sharpie. It was pure, unfiltered idiocy played for laughs. They're clueless, and in their cluelessness, they're racist and insensitive. That's Michael, Dwight, and Andy, and Kevin for that matter, Wilson said bluntly. Considering the heightened cultural awareness of 2025, could a show like The Office even air today? Wilson was clear. It would have to be very, very different. How do you think shows balance the line between capturing authentic human flaws and avoiding offense? Is there a way to revisit older content without erasing its original context? The controversy wasn't just a thing of the past. It was a ticking time bomb in today's hyper-aware culture. The cringe-worthy moments from The Office replayed in viral montages. Michael's disastrous Diversity Day seminar, Dwight's chaotic fire drill, Andy's painfully awkward a cappella attempts, all underscored by the mounting outrage of modern audiences. Wilson's words didn't just land softly, they detonated across social media. On X, formerly Twitter, a post from @ComplexBop on September 12th captured the mood. They probably have another $1 billion. I think they really missed out. Paired with images contrasting Dwight's beet farm and a mock peacock logo, it quickly amassed thousands of views and sparked a heated reply chain. How do you think social media influences the way we debate and reinterpret pop culture? Does it help deepen understanding or just fuel conflict? Some responses were sharp and witty. One user joked, "Dwight drawing Sharpies on aliens? Sign me up for the $1 billion regret." Another fired back, "Offensive? That's the point. Cancel culture just canceled my childhood." The media frenzy followed, with outlets like People magazine diving into the Benihana Christmas controversy and Wilson's remarks. He also revealed how some of the show's humor hasn't aged well in 2025, tying it back to a 2023 admission where he confessed to feeling mostly unhappy on set and longing for movie stardom instead of the repetitive sitcom grind. How do you think an actor's personal feelings about their work influence the way we see their characters? Can knowing the behind-the-scenes truth change the magic of a show we loved? Wilson's Dwight was undeniably the chaotic heart of The Office. Who could forget the iconic stapler in Jell-O prank, the infamous Cornell University hoax, or the ambitious The Farm episode in Season 9, a backdoor pilot that teased a spin-off dream? When it aired on March 14, 2013, it drew 3.54 million viewers and introduced us to Schrute Farms. Dwight inherited the family beet empire, bringing along quirky relatives like cousin Zeke, engaging in bike sidecar squabbles, and featuring Mose, played by Steve Carell's real-life brother, strumming his guitar. On paper, it was mockumentary gold. What makes a spin-off successful in your eyes? Is it the characters, the setting, or something else entirely? The idea was that Dwight would leave Dunder Mifflin behind for the rural chaos of Farm Follies. Paul Lieberstein, who played Toby and served as the original showrunner, was set to step down to lead the spin-off. Wilson planned to exit after 13 episodes, with Angela, played by Angela Kinsey, joining him for a beat-fueled romance storyline. But NBC, recovering from the Friends era, wanted something very different. They wanted big, bright, flashy shows going back to Friends kind of thing, Wilson revealed. In October 2012, the rejection letter came. How often do you think network expectations shape or limit the creative vision of a show? Have you seen other examples where great ideas were sidelined because they didn't fit the trend? As someone who's quoted Bears, Beats, Battlestar Galactica like gospel, hearing him call out the Sharpie scene as horrific feels like a betrayal laced with truth serum. The Office was my escape, a chaotic family of fools skewering corporate hell. But yeah, it pushed buttons that'd get canceled in a heartbeat today. Racism as punchline, sexism as setup, it's provocative as hell. Was it brave satire holding a mirror to our idiocy, or just lazy laughs at others' expense? Wilson's right. It mirrored America from oblivious bosses to everyday insensitivities. So, what do you think? Can we still love a show while acknowledging its flaws? Or is it time to rethink what comedy means in today's world? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear your take.